on the internet. Okay, here they are. And when I hit this, they'll be able to see.
It's the worst job interview you've had.
So come on and get in here close so we can be seen in the webcam. No, hit the cheek. Nick, come here,
but don't crowd me.
We can see you guys.
At an interview for a tech startup, they asked me if you could be any animal, what would you be? I answered otter because fun, active, work well with their hands and cute as fuck. They really debated whether or not to hire me because of that answer because, and I quote, "We only hire predators, never prey." And they weren't sure how to quantify an otter, because none of them had ever paid the least bit of attention to any sort of animal documentary or read biology or visited a zoo recently. God, that job sucked hard. Otters
Hey Dale, it says here you graduated from Cal State
are pretty brutal. They will absolutely fuck shit up. Was it
and Grinch, which you've handwritten on this resume?
Yeah. What is your point?
Tell me a little bit about what was your boss that you had at your last job?
invited for an IT helper position when I was 17. Would help fix computers for people at a shoddy PC fix shop. They asked me what's the first thing you check if a customer calls and says their screen doesn't turn on? I said, well, you gotta check if they have it plugged into a socket. They laughed and said thank you, that will be it. Then led me to the door and gently pushed me out.
If I called him up and asked him what kind of employee you were, what would he say about you?
He will say bad things, but that is because he is a liar.
But that's the right answer.
Jobs?
I'm a bit of a spark plug and a human resources lady.
Oh no, it's Pam.
I'm sorry. Well, Pan.
No, my name is Pam.
Are you saying Pan or Pam?
What if you want to make money out of people's clumsiness/tiredness/distraction? Right answer is to tell the customer to bring their broken screen to the shop, keep it for, let's say, a week, and then tell them that, after hours of hard work, you found out there's no issue with it and that they should check if it was properly plugged, or, if you want to be more offensive, ask if they made sure to turn it on the right way, and then, you hit them with a hefty bill for your efforts. Happened to me as a costumer more times than I'll admit. Guess enough people got tired of that technician that he went broke years ago.
It says here on your resume that you spent the last 15 years as a sales rep for Dow Chemical?
That's right.
The interviewer insisted on knowing why I'd left graduate school. Now, I had left graduate school because my advisor died in a car accident and the whole small department was thrown for a loop and no one seemed to know or care what was going to happen to me or my just started research project. The asshole interviewer wouldn't even accept my advisor died suddenly and dug into the gory details until I was almost in tears, even intimating that I must have had feelings for my advisor. I couldn't wait to get out of there, and in my haste to leave I knocked some solutions off a cart, which had no business being in his office BTW, on my way out. I'd never been so humiliated in my life. After that, I was sure I'd never get a job in science.
You know, we live together, right?
Yes.
And I've never seen you go to work, ever.
Okay.
Drove 2 hours for the interview. Got there and the interviewer was off sick and hadn't told anyone about me coming in. Got back in my car and drove the 2 hours home. Withdrew my name from consideration.
So why is this on your resume?
Drove an hour away to an interview at 8 a.m. I waited outside the interviewer's office until 8:30 a.m. with no one to tell me where to go or where she was.
Do you have any special skills?
Oh, yes, I do. I do voices.
Finally, another employee walks by and I ask if they know where this woman is to interview me. They had no idea where she was, why she was late, and told me if she wasn't there yet, I should leave because she probably forgot, okay?
Telling me that this photo of Bruce Jenner is your resume?
Well, when I showed up this morning, I didn't have a formal resume on me, so I was sort of hoping the photograph of Mr. Jenner could represent the standard of excellence I'm hoping to bring to this position.
Decide 45 minutes is the cutoff, especially standing in a government building looking like a creep waiting. 8:45 on the dot she rushes in, flustered, wet hair, and in casual yoga pants.
Ask you a question right off the bat. What do you think your greatest strengths as a manager? Why don't I tell you what my greatest weaknesses are?
Can't imagine somebody who has obtained a graduate's degree feeling like a loser. You have a random Redditor who doesn't want to hear you talk about yourself like that. This story seems to imply you're incredibly smart with a good and honest heart. Be proud.
I work too hard, I care too much, and sometimes I can be too invested in my job.
My first interview ever was at DQ and I accidentally knocked a 90-year-old woman over. So after accidentally slaying your predecessor, how's life been as the new Dairy Queen? 5 interview rounds, with the last interview round being with the CEO, all for an entry-level customer service job. During the last interview, the CEO said you weren't allowed to get sick, and you weren't allowed to leave at the end of the day until all of the work had been done. So even though the job was 8 to 4, the CEO said customer service reps often stayed until 6 p.m. or later. She also asked if I would be comfortable secretly reporting to her about what the customer service team is up to. I declined the job offer and the company harassed me with emails asking why and what they did wrong. Really glad I didn't take the job. 5 interviews for entry level? That's insane. Also, I bet the hours between 4 and 6 were unpaid. When I was a teenager, I had 3 interviews for Wendy's. It wasn't even for working there. It was for a freelance sound system installation. It's bizarre they know they did something wrong but are so out of touch they can't see their own mistakes in front of them. Edit, I guess I got my first ever award overnight. Thank you. Job was for a vibration analysis engineer. I knew how to do the job well. I knew the pay should be around 95K, and they stated 55K in the interview. When I tried to discuss my point, they said, "Don't worry, there's plenty of overtime." They also mentioned since they weren't involved with many balancings at the moment, I would assist the cleaning crew with a lot of the cleanings. I've never been so uninterested in a job in my life. Thanks for watching.
Comment and subscribe to other channels and hit the bell notification to get more videos from us. This is PostAhoy here, and we look at every comment that is in the message below, and we also respond. Please hit that like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye!